My goal is to heat the house with a mini split. And it does a pretty good job on the living room, dining room, kitchen, the hallway, and the small bedroom and bathroom. See, just, but when it gets down to like 10 degrees out, it struggles a little. It keeps it warm enough. It keeps, if I have it set at 72, kitchen will be like 69. It's not too bad. This is the system that was in the house when I bought it. Still works. When it gets down, it's like 15 years old. It's I don't know, where's the data plate? It's here. It's, I think it's 15 years old. I have to double check that. 16 now, probably. But in the effort to reduce my electric bill, because this thing has electric backup and it has a 60 amp coil, and it really spins that meter when it kicks in, and anything below like 15 degrees, you're on backup with this old guy. It's 2.5 tons, 30,000 BTUs. It's oversized for this house. You know, this is just a rancher, about 12,000 square feet, 1,200 square feet. And so this is the basement, and it also has like a 1-car garage, and it's not separated from the basement at this time. But you see it's pretty roomy down here. It's got another room here, but I'm walking kind of crouched over because this ductwork, it wasn't insulated when I got the house, so the first thing I did was insulate it, but that might have been redundant because hopefully I can remove it and get rid of it. And then I can make it like a regular basement down here. It's got like a toilet, and somebody started to make a shower. It's got a floor drain and everything. I think it might have even had might have even been in use at one time. I don't know. It'd be easy to make it work, but if I could get rid of all this mess. Here's my job for today. I'm going to cut these foam boards, these 1-inch foam boards, into pieces that can fit in the rim joist areas. I'll put them in there. Once I get them all in, then I'll go around with a home inspector guy left me some cans of spray foam, so I'll go around the edges of them with the spray foam. So here's the first couple I installed, and then I realized that, of course, these joists aren't exactly, so I have to trim a little. So what I found is very good for trimming is my good old table saw. Doesn't make the mess I thought it would. So that's what I'm going to use. I might even cut out all my pieces with the table saw. Here's something that's handy. So I wanted to figure out my layout for these pieces I got to cut. And so I'm thinking, I said, I wonder if they got something online that will, a layout program. And sure enough, they do. It's a free one. Just, you don't have to download anything. It's all online. You put in the size of the pieces that you want and the size of the sheet that you're cutting it out of. And there they are. It tells me that I get one sheet and then part of another sheet. I can get all 60 of my pieces. So I'm going to try to just use a saw instead of my razor knife. And this is a saw I got on Marketplace for 40 bucks. This is DeWalt. It said the motor didn't work. The guy said he put new brushes in it, and it never worked since. So he sold it to me cheap. I took the motor apart, and one of the brushes was just a little bit too wide and wasn't making contact. So I just took a piece of sandpaper to it, and now I got a perfect working DeWalt table saw. So I'm going to rip 4.5-inch piece off of it to start with. And I found that this scale is you got this little knob here. The scale is extremely accurate, so I don't even have to measure. I just set it to, whoops, where am I? Just set it to 4.5, right there. Lock it down, now I'm ready to rip. I got it set up now, so here it goes. I did all that to save this one long piece. So I might have to piece them together on that end rim. And now I'm going to rip it into 3 14.5-inch pieces, strips. Say that is the way to do it instead of crawling around on the floor with a razor knife. 7 1/4. Have to move some stuff around. I have one side done. Got all these. This little corner right up there that I might be able to stick a piece up in. And I did these are the air returns for the main system. Until I remove it, I don't have to, I won't get a insulated rim choice. And then here, some of them were a little tricky to get in there, but got over top the garage door. I got all the way to here. And tomorrow I'll resume going around and finish it hopefully. See, it's a cold air return. They call it a pan duct, I think. And here was the hard part. This is where I started on doing this side is, I got these done, but this, it's like 20 feet back there. I got all that done. It's real tight. This is, I got it done all the way there. But this opening is 16 by 14. I can barely fit through it. And then when you get in there, you don't have much room to move. But I was talking to some people on an insulation forum, and they're saying that 1 inch isn't enough in my zone. I need 2 inches. It's going to sweat. You know, so they got me concerned. So this is what I got to finish this side. Went to Virginia yesterday and picked up the insulation. I got 12 bags. They're about 98 square feet per bag, so I guess that's 1,100 and something, almost 1,200 square feet. That should do it. 'Cause we got these 3 runs, right? There's 3 of these guys, these pan ducts, where I won't be able to put insulation unless I decide to remove all this ductwork and just go with the mini splits. But this experiment to see if this insulation is going to make the mini split work a little better. It's all right. I mean, it's 15 degrees outside, and the mini split can keep it like 69 and 70 upstairs. It's 46 down here in the basement. So what I'm going to do is, these are, about 8-foot long bats, I think. Like 10 of them in each bag, 94-inch bats. Actually made for a 2x6 wall, or 6 1/4 inches. A 2x6 wall, that'd be a little less than R19 because it'd be slightly compressed. But here I got 2x8s. So it'll be okay. These guys, I've been studying about what to do about them. Most of them are loose anyway. I think I'm just going to take them out. And if it turns out that I need them, I'll put them back, a couple of them, you know, after the insulation. But I looked it up, and they said a lot of people do take them out, but they say that depends on your floor. It might be springy. You know, it kind of stiffens up your floor, but these are good 2x8s, and it's a short span. And on top of that subfloor, there's hardwood, 3/4 inch hardwood. I don't think I'm gonna, I mean, if I don't have a springy floor, I'm just gonna forget about those things. But another thing I did, I had the guy at Home Depot rip me a board so it can fit in the back of my little Ranger, and a foam board, because I decided I'm going to put 2 inches of foam. I got 1 inch all the way around now, and this, what I had left over there, and this is going to give me almost enough to do 2 inches all the way around. But if I need a little more, I just had to buy it. But I'm going to start in this room. And this is be pretty easy all the way to here. That's the outside wall. But here is where the starts, where for like 20 feet, there's like a 3-foot extension on the house. So this goes 3 feet beyond what those are. So I have to shove it up in there. What I'll do is any place where there's nails sticking through, I just break them off so it doesn't rip the stuff as I slide it through. And there's some nails there too. Then I'll have to go in that little crawl space and have to squeeze through that hole one more time and get back in there and you know, get it situated and put the you know what is going to hold these things in place is I got 500 of these, and you just stick them like that, and you know, and it holds them. Got a big old pack of them here. Hope that's enough. It's a lot cheaper to buy it by 500. If you buy it by the 100, it's about $10 each. At 500, I paid $30 for it. So I think it's more than $10, maybe $14 per 100. But let me start slapping these guys in, and I'm just going to do this room. Try to get this room done today, hopefully. Okay. That's what I have left of my third bag, and I've almost got this room complete. As you can see, I got the majority of it. I need to put one piece here. You can see I ended up using caulking to seal around the rim joist foam, because I tried to use this foam that the inspector guy left me. What a mess, this stuff. The trigger doesn't work if you pull it this way. The only way I could get it to work is to push it. And the can has to be upside down or it's just blowing gas out. So it's hard to, it made a mess. You know, I used the great stuff where I could just squeeze the trigger gently and just ooze a little out. This here is like all or nothing, you know, it's just kind of blowing out. So I just do what some guys on the forum say they prefer to use caulking. So that's what I did. I ran out of caulking yesterday, so I had to quit, but I was working up in this hole. That's you know, you can see right there where my last caulk job. Now I have to do these other ones, and there's one down there that I didn't see. I'm putting a second layer of 1-inch foam, as I was told that 1 inch isn't enough. I need a 2-inch. So yeah, I'll go by what the experts say. I'm not sure what insulating a rim joist does, but I guess it does keep cold air from getting between the insulation and the floor. I can see that. But they're talking about sealing it. This house was made by 1952 by carpenters. There's no gaps there, you know. I mean, very few. Once in a while I see like a defect in the wood where a little bit might get in, but usually it is tight, you know. But I'm doing it though. So I ran out of caulk, so I walked over to Ace Hardware and pretty much it was pretty much a chore, because as you can see, we got plenty of, I actually dug out for my wheels yesterday, but then it's snowing again and it's filling in. So it's 16 degrees out. Not too bad, I guess. But see what it is in here. I got a thermometer. It's 47.8, which feels pretty good, you know, good working weather. Like I said, this but that 3-foot extension that crawl space is for, it's under the kitchen and dining room, and it goes from about where that air handler is all the way down to here. This is the first one that has, so I have to let me see, where's my step ladder. I have to cut I decided I was going to feed full pieces in there, but and that did too much of the hassle. So what I'm doing is I'll feed I'll measure and, you know, add an inch or two and slide the pieces in there, and then I'll have to crawl, do my low crawl thing, go in there one more time, and you know, situate, arrange the pieces properly, and put the little wire things, you know, that's holding them up. They kind of stay there by themselves, but eventually they probably fall down if you didn't have the wire things. So 3 bags pretty much took care of this. So I had 9 bags for the rest of the basement. And I took out these guys, because I'm not insulating around those. If it causes a problem, I'll get metal ones. But so far, I've taken them out of this entire room. This is where the living room is upstairs. And I can't tell the difference. You know, I mean, here they are. They're gonna make good kindling. But this is, like I said, these a pretty strong floor. This is right now West Virginia, which has world records for sawmills. It did have the world's largest hardwood sawmill, and it has the largest structure made completely out of American chestnut, which is the Methodist Church. And so it's got some records. So here I go, I guess, getting this starting on. Now I think next I'm going to do that addition, and see how that goes. These guys all pull through to the addition on the other side. I was trying to figure out how to do that. I put in a whole piece here, and then right about here is where they, as far as it came. So I had like a 6-foot piece. I had to, I couldn't push it all the way through, but I jammed it up in there, and then I went on the inside. I'm on my 4th. So I've used 3.5 bundles. So that means I've got 8 and 4, 7.5 left over. 7.5. Yeah, what a mess. See, I had to crawl in here. I got that addition all the way to here. So now I got about 4 spaces to go on this side. The majority is this way, but I'll show you. Get my light. Okay. Yeah, you see, I jammed it in up on top of that plenum, you know, that ductwork, and I had to crawl all the way back there and pull them on through, you know. So I had them measured right, so it all went pretty as good as it can be expected, but kind of wet and nasty back in there. So when I'm come out of there, I'm ready to call it a day. I had to clean up these areas and take out these tension braces and start pulling insulation. Let's see, I got these guys here done. And getting in here to some bathroom piping, what I did was I had some R13 laying around, and I put it in the top. So I'll feel pretty good about just putting the R19 up to the pipe. Maybe make a little, I don't know what I'll do about this. I have to make a hole, I guess. And the last little piece I had, it's abandoned pipe, but it's there. So the rest of it should go pretty easy. But getting to got this deal right here to go around. Shouldn't be too bad. I can put pieces in there, I think. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I got all those pieces, and it's easier just to piece them in than risk damaging the whole piece. And that's what I'm doing now. Let's see how many I got. I got 4, 5, 6, 7. I got one more than halfway, so I've used 5. I got a lot of pieces. So this is I still have to do back in that hole and finish these guys out. I think I got 4 or 5, maybe 6 to do back in the hole. And let me get busy. Here's an update on my progress. I got 3 bundles and probably a half of a bundle here. Of course, like I already said, I'm finished in here. I got 2 inches on the 2 inches of foam on the rim joists, and in here I'm finished, and I'm finishing this section here over the garage. I don't have the last piece in because I got to do that long rim joist, and that's why I went to Lowe's yesterday and bought another piece of foam. All I got left to do is just this little area here, and this is just under the second bedroom. And if you'd like to know, did this make a difference? Yes, it did. I can talk about that. Go upstairs. Kind of laying low today because I pulled a muscle on my right side here. But up here, what I had before was, when it was like in the 20s outside, my floor was 57 degrees. Now I got 65. When it was 57, and say the warmest I could get it with my mini split was like 68 in the kitchen here. So that was 57 and 60. It's like 11 degrees difference between the air temperature and the floor. Now it's 10.8 degrees outside, 69.9. We're 70 degrees in here. We're 65 degrees on the floor, so it's only a 5-degree difference between the air temperature and the floor temperature. And we're doing that at 10 degrees instead of 20. So I would say, yeah, it's a noticeable difference. And I would, as you can see, we are in wintertime. Icicles everywhere, snow, foot of snow everywhere. So, and I'm warm and snug in the house here with just that little mini split. I'm gonna someday, I don't know, well, my ceiling is 69.4. Someday I'd like to put another foot of blown-in insulation in the ceiling, but I would say it's a difference. Like I say, it's 5 degrees below the air temperature instead of 11 degrees, and 57 degrees when it's 20 outside. Now it's 65 degrees and it's 10 degrees outside. And my basement temperature, I was saying that it was 65 or 55 degrees all the time. But that was based on a couple spot checks I did last year. And last year we had a lot warmer winter. I do have a thermometer down here now, and it's 44.9, so that's about what it stays, about 44. And then I did realize that I had, I'm finished in my little hole here now, so, but down there at the very end, there's a 34-inch piece of rim joist that I forgot about. Well, I got that one done, and now I just have to crawl all the way back to that one and do that one. So I forgot about the, I got those in betweens, but the long ones at the end, I forgot about. So I'll do that, and I'll do this little section here. And these guys have only got, I've only got 1 inch in there now, so that's why I got the other piece. I got to cut them and put another inch of foam, and then I have to put 2 inches of foam all the way down this rim joist. So then that'll be done. So I'll call this a success, and $860 for the 1,200 square feet of insulation to do this, and about $100 worth of foam, and maybe $20 or $30 worth of caulking. That was that spray foam wasn't doing very well, so I caulked in the pieces. I just got a big gap at the bottom. I'll have to fill. I just bought some more caulking, like I did this one and this one till I ran out of caulking. That big gap is because I originally cut those pieces for spray foam. If I knew I was going to caulk them, I'd have made them tight. But and here's all my. This is kindling now. But these are all my cross braces that were between the joists. If I need them, I'll get the metal ones. But I got them all removed now throughout the whole house, and I don't see any difference. So I'm good. And thanks for watching.